Hi, everyone, and welcome to Gratitude Tuesdays. My name is Raina, and I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery Center. Today, we're going to be talking about wellness in recovery. I have an article here, The 8 Dimensions of Wellness and Their Role in Recovery from apn.com. It begins by saying that wellness is the act of being in good health, but that's a somewhat simplified definition. To fully understand the whole picture of good health, we must examine the different facets that contribute to overall wellness. The 8 dimensions of wellness provide a more holistic model that breaks down the main areas of well-being. When we consider all 8 areas, it becomes easier to see where something is lacking, make changes, and achieve overall wellness. Noticing where something is missing and working to meet that need is an integral part of maintaining recovery and finding new ways to thrive. I love that because it is. It's very important to make sure that we're addressing everything in recovery, not just the addiction aspect. It definitely helps to have a more well-rounded recovery. So we're going to talk about the relationship between wellness and recovery. Since the paths to wellness and recovery from substance use are inherently related, a lack of balance in one or several areas often leads individuals to use drugs or alcohol to feel better. However, regular substance use can quickly lead to substance use disorder, further reducing an individual's wellness in multiple dimensions. That is so true. With an active addiction, like physically you're not taking care of yourself, mentally things aren't, usually very well. Emotionally, like all those different dimensions of wellness begin to get chipped away at. Goes on to say the choice to enter recovery can halt this vicious cycle. A substance use treatment program can boost wellness for someone seeking recovery. However, the road to wellness doesn't end with a treatment program. Wellness is an ongoing choice, and for someone in treatment, this road is bound to change over time. Each of the 8 dimensions of wellness represents an integral part of life. By examining these areas in our own life and looking for ways to improve wellness in each dimension, you can continue to increase your health and happiness. By proactively recognizing where there may be a deficit, people in recovery can take steps to avoid relapse and continue to build a fulfilling life. So anytime in recovery, you feel like something's lacking, like spiritually you don't feel well, or physically you don't feel well, mentally you don't feel well, this kind of gives you a look at all those different aspects and how, you can work on one of those dimensions to help, bring balance back into your recovery. You want to read?
Yeah.
So the first one is physical wellness.
Physical wellness includes, of course, physical health, but it's so much more than that. At a baseline, physical wellness refers to being free of illness and dependency on substance. It also includes eating a healthy, balanced diet, getting enough sleep, engaging in physical movement or regular exercise, practicing personal hygiene, engaging in safe sex, responding proactively when health issues arise. Physical wellness involves tending to all areas of the body's well-being. Physical self-care also involves avoiding situations and activities that put undue stress on the body. Taking a proactive role in caring for physical health is crucial for achieving overall wellness. The body is a vehicle for our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By proactively maintaining your physical wellness, you can lay the groundwork for achieving balance in all 8 dimensions of wellness.
So I don't know about you, but when I don't feel well, it affects my emotional and my mental wellness as well. If not getting enough sleep, I'm not going to be in the best mood.
Literally.
Or my brain's probably not going to be functioning as well with the lack of sleep. If you're not engaging in physical activity, when something does come, it might be hard for you, or the loss of breath and all these different things. And for myself, treating the physical aspect of things when I first got into recovery was a little bit more difficult. I wasn't eating healthy. I wasn't sleeping right. I was basically just laying on the couch and watching the moments tick by. But as things went on in my recovery, I started to become more active. And then now today, I've started eating better. These things, you don't have to do them all at once, and do them well all at once. Now I'm 5+ years in recovery, and I'm just addressing the like healthy eating and like
Yeah.
regular exercise aspects of things because I had other things I was focused on. So the next one we're going to talk about is emotional wellness. It says emotional wellness is just as essential as physical wellness. Emotional wellness refers to a general ability to cope with life using healthy behaviors. Those who struggle with substance use disorder can often experience difficulty with emotional wellness. While drugs and alcohol may provide a quick way to change or numb difficult emotions, they can cause long-term damage. Healthy coping skills can be the foundation of effective long-term emotional regulation. And again, like when I got clean, the emotions are all over the place because you're suppressing them for so long, and now they all just come flooding back in, right? And you're not sure what to do with all of that. You know, so it says, you know, for emotional wellness has many elements. It can include the ability to identify and understand emotions, build healthy coping mechanisms for dealing with difficult emotions, which is really important so that we don't go back to using to deal with those emotions. Communicate feelings to others effectively, develop emotional control, which can be very difficult, but possible. Develop a sense of self-respect and self-esteem. And I think in early recovery, that one's a little hard too. I lacked both when I was using and when I first came into recovery. And I still struggle with like the whole self-esteem thing. Show respect and consideration for others' feelings and manage stress effectively. Again, these are all things that take some work. But they are all things that are, you know, are very important to address so that we don't use, you know, the drugs or alcohol to cope with these things. So understanding and dealing with your emotions is the basis of emotional wellness. Managing challenging emotions and setting healthy emotional boundaries are central to maintaining long-term recovery. And I'm glad I said that, boundaries, because that's a hard one. Like, well, for me, it was to be able to say no, or I'm sorry, but I can't do that for you. Or just setting up a boundary of, you know, not like accepting negativity into your life. A lot of us are people pleasers and like don't realize that, you know, without healthy boundaries, those like people pleasing things can become codependence and other issues. So having some healthy boundaries is very important. So it's also worth noting that the 8 dimensions of wellness do not include mental health explicitly, because multiple dimensions of wellness impact mental health. When you seek wellness in all dimensions, you can support your mental health from various angles. You want to do the next one? So the next one is spiritual wellness.
Okay, spiritual wellness or existential wellness involves making meaning of life and our role in the world. Spiritual wellness can include religious or spiritual beliefs and practices, and those in recovery may be familiar with references to a higher power. However, spiritual wellness does not have to involve organized religion. Spiritual wellness can be difficult to define for those without spiritual beliefs outside of organized religion. It can help to view this concept as one concerned with personal values. Whether spiritual beliefs exist or not, spiritual wellness can include having a sense of ethics and morals and living by them, developing and understanding a sense of identity, showing respect for life and the well-being of self and others, appreciating the significance of one's role in the world. Spiritual wellness is a crucial part of our overall well-being, and it does not require religious beliefs or the belief in a higher power. It includes how you choose to live, your awareness of your experience, and your perception of your role within humanity.
Yeah, that's, you know, I think that spiritual wellness is one that's a little bit more vague. I hate to use that word, but it's not as concrete as saying, like, for the physical wellness, yes, we have to get sleep, we have to eat better, we have to exercise. With the spiritual wellness, that's a very, very personal dimension to look at. because you might be someone who does belong to organized religion, and church and all those things are going to be what your spiritual wellness looks like. For other people, like, they don't have any sort of religious background, and it's about finding whether that that religious aspect appeals to them, just a more like spiritual, more undefined aspect appeals to them. I know for myself, I don't belong to any type of organized religion. But I am spiritual in nature. I have my outlets and my higher power and things that mean a lot to me. Like nature. For me, nature is a big part of my spiritual wellness. Going out in the water, being like going for walks or just being outside. Those things for me are very spiritual. And when I'm out there and involved with it, I have like this sense of peace. Like, especially for like when I'm on the water, whether it's kayaking, swimming, like any of those types of things, it's like, it's my happy place. It's like very calming and peaceful for me. So it could be something just like that. But again, it's a very personal, dimension of wellness. And sometimes it's just something you got to kind of work through and find for yourself. So the next one is social wellness. Social wellness includes our relationships and our role within the larger community. Building and maintaining healthy relationships is a key element of wellness. For those in recovery, social wellness is particularly important. In recovery, seeking social wellness means repairing damaged family relationships and building new, meaningful relationships with others who live a substance-free lifestyle. Social wellness can also include building a support system, very, very important when it comes to recovery. Having people in your life that are supportive to what you're doing is huge. Recovery is not something that you should just try by yourself. You need other people there around you to either boost you back up or let you know if something's going wrong. And it's just a nice feeling to have people around you that care about you. Next one is reaching out to a friend instead of isolating. Yeah, because isolating can definitely push us back into active addiction. Seeking community from others in recovery. Avoiding social situations that might lead to relapse. So people, places, and things. You don't want to go hang out in the trap house that you used to hang out with because, it's pretty much going to mean that you're going to end up using. And then avoiding social situations that might lead to relapse and understanding your own identity and respecting others. Social wellness can also extend to your ability to cooperate with others and manage conflict in healthy ways. Humans are social creatures. Social wellness means finding ways to interact with others that contribute to your quality of life. And I would definitely recommend getting involved in some sort of recovery social activity, whether it's a 12-step program, church. You can come here, join one of our groups, sit with us in our meetings, just something that you can do socially to help support your recovery, because we don't want to just be out there by ourselves, and like it says, we are social creatures. So it makes a big difference to have something that you can do that is substance free, something you can look forward to. And a lot of people are like, okay, I'm not using now, everything's boring, what do I do? You would be so amazed at how much fun you can have clean and sober. Yeah. I belong to a 12-step fellowship, and we do everything from bowling and movies and get-togethers and trips. Like, there's so much you can do. So the next one is financial wellness. You want to do that one?
Yep. Financial wellness is a huge contributor to overall well-being. In fact, having the time and motivation to seek wellness at all is often predicted on financial wellness. Financial wellness includes affording basic necessities, and having healthy financial attitudes and habits. Financial wellness might include maintaining consistent employment, taking responsibility for your financial obligations, paying bills on time, avoiding debt or building a plan to get out of debt, refraining from gambling, not engaging in emotional spending, following a budget, having a healthy relationship with money. Financial wellness may not take up as much time and energy as other dimensions of wellness. Still, it's an important part of building and maintaining a solid foundation for a healthy lifestyle. Financial wellness may be a significant barrier for some people who struggle to develop wellness in other areas.
Yes. So if you were anything like me, when you were using, you just stopped paying everything.
Yes. No, yes.
I stopped paying my mortgage. I stopped paying my car payment.
Mhm.
I stopped paying any credit cards I had. All of my money went to using. So, you come back into, the real world where, you have to pay your bills in order, to survive. It's a big adjustment. A lot of us are employed when we come into recovery. So now it's about finding employment and, taking care of the wreckage of our past financially. I know for me, that involved claiming bankruptcy because that was the only way to get out from underneath of all the damage that I caused myself financially. And I'm still working on that because student loans do not go away because of bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So recently I've been working on getting those set up for a reasonable payment plan to help improve my credit, which, will help you if you ever want to own a home or buy a vehicle, all these different things. And then also talks about emotional spending. And I see this a lot in early recovery where, you start feeling good, or if something doesn't feel right, well, I'll just go out and buy myself this. I'll buy myself that. I'll buy myself this. And it feels really great at the moment, but that doesn't last either. So then we're just left with no money and 15 pairs of sneakers that we can't really wear. So, you know what I mean? I know I do it with makeup.
Yeah.
I have more makeup than any one person should ever need.
Me too.
And I still buy it just because it makes me
I think I bought the whole elf collection because it was cute.
Yeah,
'Cause it
exactly.
was cute.
Exactly. So those are all things to be very mindful of. The gambling one's a big one too, because it's the rush, it's the excitement, it's the adrenaline, the same things that we were seeking out with using. So, be very mindful of those things so that you can, take care of that wreckage that was caused. So number 6 is intellectual wellness. Intellectual wellness is a central part of feeling happy and fulfilled. It refers to applying your creativity and intellect in a way that helps you learn and grow. A lack of stimulation or routinely feeling understimulated can create a lot of boredom and anxiety. Someone who struggles with intellectual wellness may experience a lack of fulfillment may. Prioritizing intellectual wellness can have a huge positive benefit for those who wish to avoid relapse. Examples of fostering intellectual wellness can include learning a new skill, enrolling in college, volunteering in your community, connecting with your culture or exploring and appreciating other cultures, reading a book, doing a puzzle, engaging in a creative outlet, journaling, painting, dancing, singing, crafting, participating and stimulating conversation. So these are really great. I know a lot of people who came into recovery and went back to school, getting their degrees, master degrees, everything. And then finding creative outlets is really important. We talk a lot about having a gratitude journal, as a way to keep our minds in a more positive mindset to help with recovery and help with overall well-being. I just recently started painting again, and it's been a great, you know what I mean, coping skill and releasing activity. Just any number of these things just to help stimulate your mind and keep you, engaged. Because I know for me, boredom was a big trigger. Like if I didn't have anything to do, my mind went right to, well, let's go use. So keeping busy and finding things that you enjoy doing are really important. So it goes on and says that intellectual wellness can look very different for different people because everyone has different intellectual needs. What's important is to recognize your own needs and find ways to create meaning in your life and increase your sense of fulfillment. Right, next one is environmental wellness. You want to take that one?
Environmental wellness has to do with how your surroundings support your well-being. As with oh my God, I can't pronounce that word. Wellness, this can look very different for different people. One person might decorate or paint their room to foster environmental wellness, while another might move to another city. Environmental wellness has some elements that apply to everyone. These including living in a clean and safe environment, free from violence and other health and safety risks. Noticing how your environment impacts your physical, mental, and emotional health is key. Taking stock of environmental wellness means becoming aware of your surroundings, add or detract from your well-being, and taking steps to make positive changes.
Yeah, so my environment, especially in my home, is super important to me. I love to decorate. I love to organize. And when my house is in disarray, or like we've been doing a lot of remodeling, like, I'm looking at a room that's like got one wall painted and like the carpet torn up. It's like my chi is just off. Oh. So for me, my environment is very important to my mental well-being. I feel more relaxed when my house is, in a decent state. Yes. I leave dishes in the sink like everybody else. But those things are important to me, and to have it like the walls a certain color or decorations put up or whatever it may be, really impacts the way that I feel. And especially this time of year, because I don't know about you, but when I'm done work and it's dark, I really don't want to do anything else except go home. So if my home is like comforting, I don't mind just being home. All right, so the last one is occupational wellness. We often don't discuss occupational wellness as much as other dimensions of wellness, but it's imperative to our quality of life. The average adult spends 40 hours a week at work. Occupational wellness involves working at a job you enjoy, finding meaning or belonging at your place of employment, doing work that is consistent with your values. Increasing occupational wellness can mean leaving a toxic work environment for a healthy one, or it could mean undertaking skill training to pursue a career you'd like. Finding a sense of meaning or enjoyment from your occupation is an integral part of building a life that inspires you to stay in recovery and focus on increasing wellness in all dimensions of life. I can completely identify with this because I used to be a bank manager, and it was a stressful job with longer hours than I really wanted to work to be away from my family. And it really took a toll on my emotional and mental wellness and my addiction. It led me to wanting to drink more just to cope with the stress of the day, or to help me sleep so I could get back up, because I would stay awake at night dreading getting up in the morning and going to this job. I finally decided to change careers, and I became a hairdresser. And going to work did not feel like a job anymore. I had to find the salon that fit me best, because there were some that I worked at that weren't me. And I had learned from previously being in a job where I did not want to go, that I didn't want to feel like that anymore. And now today I work, in a salon that I absolutely love. And I work here, and I could not ask for a better job here. The environment, the people, what we do, I don't get up and feel like I'm going to work. And I think that's really important, for our mental and emotional wellness as well. So we're going to wrap up by talking about how balancing the dimensions of wellness, whether you've just started treatment or been in recovery for years, The 8 dimensions of wellness model can go a long way preventing relapse and helping you continue to find purpose and happiness beyond substance abuse. Wellness isn't a destination, it's a lifestyle. It takes work to find balance, but the outcome is worth the effort. It's normal for the dimensions to shift in different stages of life and for wellness to evolve as time goes on. This isn't set in stone. Things that were, good for you 2 years ago might not be so good for you now. Or you might find something that you enjoy better, something that works better for you. It's all a growing process. But it's very important to be aware of these different dimensions and how they can affect you and other aspects of your overall wellness. And, I would journal. Journaling is such a great tool. You can list the different dimensions, write down what's important for you in those, and give you some direction on how to start building those 8 dimensions of wellness in your life and in your recovery. So I want to thank you everyone for joining us today. And as always, please come in and see us, join our groups. We love to hear, feedback and participation. And I will